If you'd like to speak to Andrew Demetriou, who's with me, Chief Executive of the AFL, good morning.
Good morning. What's the Bruce Springsteen debate?
He's no good.
What?
I'm a former music reviewer. I understand these things. He's no good.
Are you joking?
No.
He's the boss.
He's no good. Is he really your... Well, yeah, but you like Meatloaf.
Well, I did.
You got Springsteen for the grand final?
No.
Who have you got?
He's coming out in March.
Who have you got?
Oh, I can't say yet.
Have you got somebody signed yet or not?
Yeah.
James Hird.
No. We've got our acts. We've got more than one now.
Oh, have you? Australian?
There's a flavour of Australiana.
What do you think about Mike Brady and up there Kazali? Did you buy that in the end, or Gil McLachlan doesn't like him?
I think you might be pleasantly surprised this year.
Really? Brady? Up
I'm
there
not,
Kazali?
I can't say. Don't push me because I won't disclose.
Well, can you disclose whether it's Brady or not, whether we'll have Kazali to repeat the Liverpool
We might
experience?
have a big sing-along this year now.
A big sing-along? Well, you can't sing along with Springsteen or Meatloaf.
You can sing along to Born to Run. It's one of the greatest songs ever written.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No. Queen, Freddie Mercury, twice
He's
as good.
dead.
Well, I wasn't... Well, so Meatloaf, by the way he sounded. But I wasn't...
Freddie Mercury's got one of the greatest voices that the world's ever known.
I'm talking about recorded stuff. You could play We Will Rock You at the ground. You probably have, haven't you?
We used to play that when they used to walk around the boundary holding the trophy up.
Did you?
We are the champions. We will rock you.
Didn't happen in 1964.
That long? Was it Melbourne?
All right, thank you. You got a Melbourne... No, I don't want to hear about that. Andrew Demetriou is Chief... Hey, I've got a rumour for you. Have you ever heard of an organisation called the Association of Tennis Professionals?
It's the ATP.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you ever been interviewed by them for a job?
Have I ever been interviewed? I have been spoken to about a particular role, Neil. Yes.
This year?
I'm not going to answer that question.
I heard that while you were overseas, you were talking to them about the possibility of taking on the key job as executive chairman and president of the ATP.
Oh, no. Well, Neil, you shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Is it wrong?
I'm not going to comment on that. It'd be inappropriate. I get lots of approaches, Neil.
So you got a job offer?
I'm not going to comment one way or the other, but I get lots of approaches.
Are you still considering any approaches?
No.
So you're not going to leave the AFL?
No.
Why not?
Well, you're trying to get rid of me.
Well,
I wouldn't be able to come in and speak to you every Friday.
We could do a regular spot from the Association of Tennis Professionals.
Last time I checked, I'm not a tennis person, Neil.
No,
Have you ever seen me play tennis?
No, it's a big job though. Where would it be based? Do you know?
No idea.
Did you talk to anybody about other jobs while you're away?
No.
Recently?
No.
Last year?
I'm not commenting.
Were you tempted?
No.
Why not?
Because I've got a good job, Neil.
You're quite happy?
Got the best job in Australia.
How long are you going to stay there?
Oh, as long as the Commission wants me to stay here now.
But okay. Andrew Demetriou is with me. Now, speaking of the Commission, is under the rules, I know you won't talk about the detail of what's happening with Essendon, and we've been through that. Under the rules, is the Commission able to hold a public meeting and a public decision making?
Yes, it's entirely a decision for the chairman of the Commission under our rules.
Will that be considered in the Essendon case?
I think that's something that Mike will consider. You've heard me say on the public record, I think there's a lot of merit in a public hearing. You've heard Adrian Anderson say it. I think the complexity of this case, Neil, notwithstanding the issues of privacy, I think it would be important for the public to understand what's gone on. So there's a lot of merit and a lot of advantages in the public hearing, yes.
Do you know the Sports Minister, under Section 75 of the SADA Act, has the authority to make public either the report or a report on the report? Do you think that should be done?
Well, that's entirely up to the Sports Minister, but I think from our perspective, Neil, we've said consistently that we would like and we intend making the report public. And we have also heard from the Essendon Football Club that they would like it made public because it's important that the truth's out there and the facts are out there. So there's a lot of people pulling in the same direction on that front now. So I think that's a positive.
But you are unable to make it public without the approval of a SADA, are you?
No, Neil, we've got there are aspects of the report which obviously which are actually limited in their publication because of the privacy and under the ASADA Act. But this is a joint investigation of which the AFL conducted the joint interviews. We've got transcripts, and we can rely on that information now.
But can you release it?
Yes, we can.
Will you?
That's our intention to release it now.
After the commission hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
But we intend, Neil, it is our intention also to release the particulars of the charges in the next few days, because it's important that I think people understand from a public view that they understand what is behind the charge of conduct unbecoming. There is a series of particulars that go to that charge, and I think it's important that those are made public.
So in general terms, what is it?
I'll wait till we release it in total. I don't want to cherry pick bits and pieces.
So you'd expect that to happen, over the weekend?
No, I think in the next few days, hopefully next week.
Okay. If you'd like to speak to Andrew Demetriou, give us a call. There's been suggestions from Essendon that, or was it from Herd? Anyway, from the Essendon or Herd camp, that you should not sit on the commission because you have a conflict of interest. What's your reaction to that?
Well, my intention is to sit on the commission, Neil, and that's what I've been advised, and unless I hear otherwise, that is what I intend doing, and I'm not quite sure what the conflict is now.
So you deny any conflict?
Well, I don't understand what the conflict is.
You haven't read a letter from Herd or from Herd solicitors outlining that? Have you seen that letter?
I know. I've been advised by our solicitors that they've written suggesting that, but that's just lawyers writing letters, Neil. I mean, I'm still yet to understand what the conflict is.
Well, they say James Herd has been stitched up.
Well, that's their assertion, Neil. But I mean, look, Neil, this is a very serious matter with very serious issues. If General Counsel felt that these charges need to be laid, he's obviously carefully considered the matter. There is a process in place now. Now it's up to the Commission to hear those charges. And I know it's not pleasant. It's certainly not pleasant for our supporters and our other clubs. And I'm very apologetic to them for that, because I understand it's not what we want to be talking about, but it's such a serious matter, Neil, that it has to be dealt with. And there is a hearing in place, and hopefully we can try and bring that hearing on the day, and we can hear the matter and we can get to the end of it. Really?
Do you think it could end on the 26th? Or it seems to me a real possibility it could go on into next season.
Well, that's entirely up to those that have been charged. If they want to try and delay it, or if they want to say that they need more time, that's entirely their prerogative. They are entitled to do that now. But at some point in time, Neil, this will be heard.
Could you see it? It would be terribly damaging if it went into next season, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Neil, I think. Look, I know from even correspondence I've received, Neil, about how our supporters and our clubs are feeling about this matter. It's a serious matter, but it has to be heard, Neil.
Could you see a situation where Essendon wasn't competing next season?
I don't want to comment on that, but I don't. I've never. That's never been. I don't think that's been contemplated, Neil. I mean, the Essendon Football Club is a fantastic institution. They're one of our founding clubs. They have an opportunity, quite rightly, Neil, under this process, and they are, and I'll say this sincerely, to put their best foot forward and to put their case and have their story heard. That's the whole idea of the process, and I think they're entitled to that, as are the individuals, and we look forward to that. I understand that they've welcomed the charges so they can get their opportunity to speak, and I think that's fair enough, but it should be heard.
6 to 10, Andrew Demetriou. Rob, go ahead, please.
G'day, Andrew. Neil. I'm just wanting to ask you about the transparency of the process involved with the charges of the four men at Essendon.
Yep.
Last week I heard on 3AW you say that there'll be no deals done, yet all week I've heard that the AFL and Essendon were in negotiation about the charges to be laid. And in that, James Herd was given the option of being the sole person charged to save Thompson, Doc Reed and Corcoran.
Yeah, that was reported.
Can you please clarify whether you or any member of the AFL have had any type of negotiation with any person, people or lawyers associated with the Essendon Football Club?
Well, I can tell you that I haven't. That's the first thing. And I'm not in possession of any knowledge that There have been negotiations about the individuals. It's possible that the lawyers acting for the AFL and the lawyers acting for Essendon and the individuals have had various conversations about various things. I'm not privy to those conversations.
So you're not aware whether there was an offer made, heard where's that nobody else does?
I don't believe, to the best of my knowledge, Neil, and again, I'm not privy to all the information, to the best of my knowledge, I don't believe that story is accurate.
Thank you, Rob. Deborah, hello.
Oh, hello. I was wondering, and I'm speaking as a mother here, if any criminal charges could be made if players are receiving substances that could have a serious side effect in the future and they haven't been informed of what they're taking. What could the consequences be?
Andrew Demetriou.
Well, I'm not. I haven't got the expertise, Neil, in this area to be able to answer that question.
The Commission can't lay criminal charges.
No, the Commission couldn't. I mean, obviously there will be people like the Crime Commission who have still got ongoing investigations, not to do with the club, but I mean to do with the issue of the importation of some of these materials, I guess. Obviously there'll be issues maybe with people like WorkSafe, Neil, with OH&S issues, perhaps. I don't know, but the AFL Commission is only dealing with issues that relate to our rules and regulations.
The headline today in the Herald Sun, 1,500 jabs. Is that accurate?
I can't comment, Neil, because otherwise I'd be commenting about the report, and I won't do that.
Okay. Are you in the process of re-evaluating the governance by clubs? How clubs actually take responsibility? I was talking to Mick Malthouse this week, and he said, look, we steal the kids' youth. We get a 17-year-old, and within 16 months we turn them with 6 months we turn them into a 25-year-old.
Look, Neil, I've got to say,
not illegal.
In fairness to the clubs, they have come such a long way in the areas of governance, their boards, their composition of their boards, the way they're structured, risk management, subcommittees. I've got to be very complimentary about all of our clubs, Neil, on that front. I mean, they've made such progress on the way they induct players into the system together with the Players Association. Our players all as rounded individuals, Neil, leave the game infinitely more rounded than when they entered the game, and that's a full credit to the clubs. And as a result of what happened with the ACC investigation, Neil, we've already implemented significant enhancements to our code and also to issues around governance and risk management. So I think on that front, that's probably one of the positives that's come out of this.
Have you got a Twitter account?
No.
I see Buddy and Daisy both had theirs
got hacked. Yeah.
Do you think they should? Maybe you should advise them not to have Twitter accounts.
Well, you know, I'm not on the Twitter sphere now, and but this generation is, and I don't look. Hacking's going to happen, but I don't think they need to not have Twitter accounts if that's how they want to express themselves. Neil, why not?
Beware. Thank you for coming in. Who are you going to vote for in the election?
Oh gosh, Neil, we're probably doing it both a favour, are we? At the moment,
it's not very exciting, is it?
Oh gosh, that debate, Neil.
Did you watch it?
Well, I kept flicking from one to the other, and on one station the worm was going fantastic for one, and then the other one it was going terribly for the other. It was the same discussion.
Okay, now this is what we want at the grand final.
One of the greatest songs ever written in the history of music now.
It's awful, but why not go back to this? You know that one? Who's that?
That's when is that from the grand final?
It is. It's Mr. Loaf.
Yeah, but not from the grand final because it sounds too good.
No, it's Mr. Loaf at the grand final.
Oh God, it is too.
You couldn't. Come on, who's it going to be? Just a hint.
Can't tell you now.
After the news, our petition is taking off.